and I'm going to make this rant right after my Steam rant. So, Japan just decided to commit seppuku. Yeah, also Japan is done. Not only if in video games, they are fucking done with video games. They only have indies. But I have to say their indies, man, yeah, it's going to be difficult for them if their government is going to get in their asses, and is going to also going to be then for anime and manga, because we have seen how usually they approve the publishing of said content, and the government is on its way to fuck everything up. And the biggest like kind of a plot twist that we are seeing here right now is because it's the conservative party that apparently in the past they were okay with defending freedom of creativity for anime and manga. So let's another article from Automaton. Japanese political party wants video games and anime to be put under a state authority to make sure they are quote unquote wholesome and people are angry. They are rightfully angry because they are telling you, yeah, man, I have a lot to rant about. Let's continue with the article. A Japanese populist party participating in upcoming collections is receiving backlash for its stance on games, anime, and manga. So, ahead of Japan's July 20 elections, so in July 20, they are going to have elections. And look at this. A populist oppositions party called Sanseito has garnered much confusion and criticism from Japanese people online over proposed political measures related to video games, anime, and manga. Three stuff, three parts here. So while Sanseito is a minority party, based on current forecasts, is expected to capture a significant number of seats in Japan's House of Councillors. So, what's going on? So, we had the far left helping to destroy the three stuff: uh, anime, manga, and video games. Video games, they are a lost cause, but also, well, you could say the government didn't have to do anything. The Japanese video game corpus decided to listen to the works, to the far left globalists. Not the globalists in general, they are fucking scum from the West to do the same shit that the West did and nick up their own industry. And now the result of that is China taking over. For manga and anime, we have seen yeah, a lot of fan service content. They're even not showing you much of Panzo anymore. Slowly, they were going back on track. But as things goes by, because they didn't want the party of Fumo Kishida, which is fucking far left communist retards, now you have right wingers. So this party has almost every single chance to win, and just like that statement that I always heard from Raging Golden Eagle, which is, I have to say, has been true for quite a lot of time. Right wingers, Tratcocks, they always love to snatch defeat from the hands of victory. They are not even winning yet. They haven't even assured the victory. It's not even July 20 yet. It's in 4 days. And they are already taking the mask off. So yeah, it's like it's not this shit not only works in the US, it works in a lot of countries. That yeah, politics is fucking bullshittery. It's the worst of the dumbest clown shows we have witnessed over our course of history. But let's continue because yeah, this is something that we are going to rant a lot with this article. On its official page, Sanseido highlights Japan's entertainment industry, specifically anime and manga and video games, as a quote unquote core industry. Anime and manga, objectively, they are. They are. That generates yearly revenue comparable to the country's semiconductor exports. Sanseito says that these forms of media, quote unquote, go beyond entertainment, becoming important tools for Japan's culture and diplomacy and international influence. Now, this is where they are getting wrong. Ja- in the Japanese entertainment over the course of history, when even from the 80s, even like City Hunter, man, or even in the 90s with Great Teacher Onizuka, in my opinion. Yeah, those are my favorites ones. And on the list, along with Iki Tousen, even with the Shonen era, they didn't hold back in showing fan service, pantsu, violence, gore. They didn't have problems with that. They, they were good. They were top tier. Even to the current day standards, the old stuff is top tier compared to the newer stuff because nowadays the new stuff is 10. But also, I have to say, even for as the years passed by, this stuff is still holded very well compared to the West by a mile. And it's why people outside Japan love that country because of their entertainment and how they have pride in their culture. And this fucker saying, "Oh yeah, it's important too for Japan's cultural diplomacy." What kind of diplomacy? We have seen your politicians destroy everything, and yeah, international influence. And this one is not wrong. They influence it, but the thing is, we enjoy Japan for what it is, but they are going on their way to destroy that, and we are going to see what they posted up here. So, as such, the party intends to support the industry expansions through several measures. So, hey, the government is going to step up and they are going to fix this. They are going here to help you. How many times in everyone watching this video in their respective countries have heard this word before and things turned fucking way worse? Just saying. So let's continue. Some of these proposed strategies are similar to what the government's Schools Japan initiative has already been talking about in recent years, such as investing in the education of human resources, improving working conditions for creators, and supporting businesses in entering the global market. So you know how this shit is heading. We are going to help people to actually host their stuff themselves for the global market. You know, hearing those words is already ringing you in the head. All of the red alarms, all the fucking red flags are just waving there. And I don't need to be get into details because people already at this point know. Even the people that subscribe to my channel already know, and we talking about that. So, however, there is one distinct point in the Saisero's strategy that has been causing an uproar. Their last proposed measure is, quote unquote, delegating authority to the Agency for Cultural Affairs to ensure their wholesome development of manga, anime, and games as culture rather than judging their value based on economic rationale. I have to say, I heard someone in from a YouTube channel in Spanish when that guy was mentioning that this is shit, but I think he wordly different based on the translations he got. He's they're going to help the government. No, excuse me. The government is going to help all of those creators to push for a global market and make them help them to expand the stuff they produce. But there is this caveat. You know what it is? Because when the niches die when they go full globalist. So no more fan service, no more edgy stuff from them, not the risky stuff, not anymore. It's going to be all watered down at source levels because they're putting themselves in a position of power. Right wingers are putting themselves in this position of power where they are going to decide what is okay and what isn't, just like payment processors. So yeah, they are already telling you what is the future heading. So let's continue. This statement has prompted criticism both for not how ambiguous, because obviously it's always fucking ambiguous. It's by design. Every single time I run from with this fucking word a lot in this channel, because when they tell you things ambiguously, they are it's open to a lot of interpretations, and it's played by those fuckers that really wants to succeed by tricking the other side that really wants to win over by screwing them up the ass. Just like with the OS of every single platform that we have right now in the West, Steam, the console manufacturers, and many more examples. So let's continue. It's not specific in what, excuse me, it's not specifying what the quote unquote delegating authority actually involves, and for how it suggests that the states should be involved in monitoring how quote unquote wholesome games and anime are. The latter is seen as a threat to freedom of expression by Japanese commentators on Next. So, NGA, excuse me, why is this that one? Anyway, let's continue. So, you have this post up here. Let's open it up and see what the translation offers. So, this user, regarding the Conservative Party's stance on quote unquote delegating the authority of manga, games, and anime to the state, I thought it had to be misunderstood, so I checked the party's website myself. And the person posted a link, and yeah, Conservative Party policy page. They're silly saying this stuff, and I was left dumbfounded. What those guys think of creators? What do these guys think of creators? So yeah, Japanese people are obviously mad at this because this is going to be the end for them. Yeah, this is the end. This is the end for Japan. Man, I like I said, fucking lefters are the most evil on earth. But when right when we see any single chance to have power over people, they fuck up. And yeah, this one is just going to cause a very bad and over exaggerated shitstorm in a political level inside this country. Because yeah, right now the only thing that they actually makes them holds up it's anime and manga, and the Japan is drowning in a lot of debt. So let's continue. This one, Mikito 777. What does a quote unquote delegating authority mean? The rights to a creative work belongs to the creator, not to the state. Ah, yeah, they are also kind of hey, just like with Shueisha when they approve the publishing on anime and manga, for the most time the creators they have a lot of problems with IP holds, and yeah, people hearing so the government now is going to own everything I create. This one is also going to make all of those Japanese creators to just say, you know what, fuck, instead, I just going to commit Sudoku, and I think I need a snug of a rope around my neck at this point. I trained in my life for this, and now the government is going to have ownership of me. Yeah, this is the fucking problems that the right wingers in Japan have created the moment they decided to announce this shit. So let's continue. Copyright is the inviolable right of the creators who poured their soul into crafting the work. Please do not arbitrarily delegate it to a third party. Moreover, quote unquote healthy development, I don't want to be judging from about on what counts as healthy. Exactly, because this is the main point. Like I said, something like Ishizoku reviewers gushing over anime girls, this is the recent stuff that people, never thought they would see something like that ever again. Ah, man, even I want to see stuff like Shumaus, even with all the risque fan service they had there. Ikitosen, Tenjo Tench, anything. Rokuchi, Samurai Girls, Samurai Girls, that's one I remember. One from Japanese studios, well, animators that they got bankrupt, like that one that did from Cat Girls from Space, Asobini, Kujo, Ru, all of the stuff. So the government say, "Oh, since you want to release this from the global market, oh, excuse me, we are not even going to help you. In fact, we are going to deny your ass because no, this is goes against the globalist market. Think of Japan's image. We need to clean our image for the rest of the world. It's like seriously, all of these ramifications. This. Yeah, as you are seeing this, this is by right wingers inside Japan. Look what they are fucking doing. This all the ramifications that they are going to hit them. All of that content. Yeah, they are done. Japan is done. If this one goes through, this other one. Until now, I've been criticizing that indirectly, but I'll put it clearly now. The Senseido is an absolute no. Yeah, right winger snatching the field from the hands of victory. Man, like clockwork. The value of manga is decided by its readers. Exactly. Anime, games, music, all forms of entertainment's value can only be decided by the users. Yeah, if your stuff, what you're creating is censored or watered down to the past, like I keep saying, they are going to value that as shit. The other stuff, while they are keep delivering, those ones are the ones that are going to be highly valuable. Let's continue. There isn't a single creator who will delegate the authority over their creations to the state. An absolute no. Remember that. And if this party ends up losing, even Japan is fucked because they are going to elect the same fucking far left political party. And they are going to ruin more of themselves. They're in a fucking dead spiral here. It's no joke. And also, it's going to bring other potential ramifications that involves China. And I'm going to get to that. So let's end this article. While many of your responses mention copyright too, it's important to note that the Sanseitas policy does not explicitly mention the transfer of copyrights to the state, but doesn't deny it because, like I said, it's ambiguous what they stated out there. Nonetheless, the party stance on regulated entertainment appears to have dealt then a negative blow, particularly as it comes at a time when sensitivity towards censorship among gamers and anime fans is on the rise. Also, let's look at what we have seen from Japan. In the past, they used to host all the publicity, the physical publicity inside the cities of Japan, in the big cities. They used to be the publicity for animes like High School DxD, all going far and beyond. You know what they do nowadays? Just leaving the two South Korean gachas and Chinese ones too. Yeah, and the only thing they have is anime and manga. And the way how things are going in Japan, they're fucking everything up. And I say mentioning China. I saw some statement from Romanian B. I think I have it here. Yeah, because I in one part, I agree what B said here. So this is how you get to industry to offshore. You know, When you, if I'm give you an example that I know that is not related to anime and video games and all of the entertainment stuff, look at the car industry in the US, for example. Detroit, the state of Detroit, because people know this story at this point. That Detroit destroyed themselves with regulations and with the unions, and they made it impossible to actually operate and fabricate their own cars for the US there. And what the car companies did, they moved the industry to Mexico. So se los dieron a los mexicanos. And is Japan is going to do the same shit because you know what? Who is going to give it to them? China. And China, they are just going to use them to learn from them how to do the good stuff until they no longer need to hire the Japanese because they haven't doing that by hiring Japanese people that are skilled and talented, and they have that record on delivering good stuff in the past, working on video games. Like Nexus is the most common example of a company that has been hiring all the legacy talent. When they learn from them already, they are going to teach their Chinese people to do the same shit and they are not going to need the Japanese anymore. And what other people they are going to rely? South Koreans ones until they no longer need them. And it's another corner. It's a dead end. So yeah, they are just going to giving them China and South Korea more power. If South Korea has a fucking chance to save themselves, even with all the political problems they have, and focus on having the entertainment there and making them like the main source of income, like Japan we used to do. Yeah, it's game also game over. Yeah, Japan is going to be economically and creativity bankrupt because yeah, we say this. You're basically telling, lol, we don't care about your profits. If you flop, but we will take your tax revenue nevertheless. So they're telling you to censor yourself at source level for the globalist market, and those fuckers, at the end of the day, they're going to take money out of you with taxes. So there is that. Yeah, Japan, they fuck up. And at this point, I just going to deliver an end message because I already went 22 minutes long. The stuff that you really want to have, well, get it from the seven seas and start backing everything you want while you still can. Because also there is this problem. Japan is in bed with big tech. They are with these companies that offer all the rich to do all of these copyright strikes and take down pirate sites. Look what happened to Manga Dex. I covered that one, and yeah, eh, everything you want, go back it. If you are already having an accident on the 17th, start downloading that shit. Start downloading and put it in on torrents. Because yeah, also Japan's they are siding with this corpus, with the big tech to get this access to all this technology and also all the legal access to sue and crack down on piracy. While they are also on its way to become the same thing as the West, not delivering anything good anymore. And being stupid. So yeah, please honestly, yeah, start backing everything you want before it's too late. That's it. Thanks for watching and please take care.